Now let us study the non-contact forces. Here the body applying the force does not touch the body on which the force is applied. So non-contact forces. First is the gravitational force. Now gravitational force, you know, if this is the earth, then all the objects lying on the surface of the earth, they experience the gravitational force. Even when somebody is over here, the apple is in the air on the tree, it is not touching the surface of the earth, but still the gravitational force is acting on it, and that is why if we break it, it falls down to the surface. Means even if it is not touching the surface, the gravitational force is acting on it up to certain height. Okay. So this is one example of gravitational force is a non-contact force. Even if you are not touching the ground, you are up in the air, you fall down because of the gravitational pull of the earth. Because though the earth is not touching you, but uska force is acting on you. This is an example of a non-contact force. Next, we have electrostatic force. Electrostatic force. Now you know that like charges, they repel each other, and unlike charges, they attract each other. Okay. So plus and plus will repel, two positive charges will repel, but one plus and one minus will always attract. Two minus will also repel. Okay, these are the fundamentals you have done of the electrostatic. Now these charges are also non-contact. Remember when we teach you electrostatic charges and forces, we teach you take a comb and just rub it across your dry hair, and on the ground there should be bits of paper. Now when you bring the comb near the bits of paper, what happens? These bits of paper, they jump and they get attached to this comb. You don't have to bring it down to touch the paper. The paper jump and they get attracted to it. So this is an example of non-contact forces. Then the magnetic force. Magnetic force is also non-contact. Suppose here I have a strong magnet and here there are many pins. Okay, paper pins. The moment I bring it near, I need not come and touch it. Even if I come till here, these will automatically jump and they will get attracted and stick to it. So this is also non-contact. You need not go and exactly touch the magnet to that particular substance. Even when it comes near, they automatically get attracted and they stick to it. Okay, so this is three are the example of non-contact. Now what is the general character of the non-contact forces? First is that the gravitational force is also attractive, while the electrostatic force and the magnetic can either be attractive or repulsive. The gravitational force will always attract. It will never repel each other. Okay, but electrostatic में दोनों होता है. Attract as well as repel, depending upon whether it is plus or minus. As I told you, plus will repel, minus will also repel, but plus and minus will attract. In case of magnet also, we have seen if we bring two magnets together, what happens? North and north pole will repel each other. South and south pole will repel each other. Unlike poles are going to attract each other. And apart from that, the magnitude of the non-contact forces on the two bodies always depend on the distance of separation between them. It decreases with the increase in separation. Suppose here is the magnet and here are the pins. And another case, here is the magnet and here are the pins. Tell me where the force is going to be more? Obviously here, because the distances come. Here the distance is more. So as the distance increases, the force decreases. Okay? And the magnitude also varies inversely as the square of the distance of the separation. Suppose this is your magnet and these are your pins over here, and the distance between them is r. So more the distance, less is the magnetism, the magnitude of the magnetism. So it is inversely proportional. Inversely proportional, you know na? Means r is more, then the magnitude will be less. and if R decreases, if R is less, magnitude of force will be more. It will attract more because it has become more near. Okay. So if you take magnitude as m, then it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. This is how we represent it. And suppose we double the separation, that means R becomes 2R. Then what it will become? It will become 2R square. So m will be inversely proportional to 4R square. That is, it will become 1/4 of the original magnitude. Okay. That's all with the chapter. Read it carefully and ask and post your doubts.